Okay, in this video I'm going to do an overview of drawing curves with the pen tool. So we have our pen tool, right? We can locate it right on our toolbar, and there it is. Now, the curves can be a little bit tricky, but once you get the hang of the curves, you'll be sailing. All right, so first thing we want to do is we want to begin, and we can click now. We want to hold down our mouse and pull out handles. Now, what you want to think about when you're drawing curves, I'm pulling out these handles, is that the handle, as you pull it out, you are defining the direction of your curve. Okay, so I'm pulling this out. I want to do a round, closed shape, and there I have it. Now what else I can do is I can come on in here and I can also work with the handle. So if I click, grab my white arrow, I can click and see I can start even moving things around based on the handles to have the shape move in a certain type of direction or to make it bigger. All right, let's keep going. I'm going to keep on experimenting with these handles. This one doesn't look so curved to me, so maybe I want to take this handle and maybe move this around a little bit to make this shape a curved shape. All right, what I want to do right now is I'm going to turn off the fill and I want to just turn on a stroke. I'm going to make a nice dark blue stroke. And let's experiment with this a little bit more. So we grab our pen tool. The keyboard shortcut for the pen tool is the letter P. I always know these keyboard shortcuts because when I come to my toolbar, I can see the letter is right next to it. So I click, holding down my mouse, I pull out my handles. I click, I pull out my handle. Now, what happens though if I pull my handle in the other direction? What I'm seeing is that the shape is starting to move in a different kind of direction. So in a way, it's opposite. However you pull, you can think of this two ways. It's opposite in that I pull the handles down, the shape moves up. I pull the handles up, the shape moves down. But we could also look at it that when we pull that last handle out, that the shape is moving in the direction of whatever the shape is that we are creating. So, and then, I can close my shape, pull out my handle, move this around however it is that I want to do this. I could turn a fill onto this shape also. All right, so now let's take a look at what about if we are moving from a curved line to a straight line. You'd think that that would be easy, but there's a couple steps that we need to go through in order to make this happen. So here goes. So we begin and we grab our pen tool one more time. We click. We're going to start with a curve shape. So I click, I pull this out, click. But again, I want to turn off the fill. So forgive me for a minute. I click. Now let's say I want to do a straight line now. So I click to do a straight line up, but look, it's got that curve to it. All right, so what we need to do is I'm going to go back a step, is we need to get rid of the handle. So I pulled out the handle. In order for this not to be curved, I need to get rid of the handle. So I come back, I click onto the anchor point. And what you see is that you have this little tool right here, which is the Convert Anchor Point tool. But when you hover right over there, you'll see the Convert Anchor Point tool. You'll click, that handle's now gone. I'm going to hold down Shift again, click, and now I have a straight line. I held down Shift for a straight line, although if you just click, you're going to get a straight line. Now, let's say I want to now go to a curve. How do you go from straight to a curve? Well, you need to do the same thing. You need to hover right in at the point, but this time you can pull out a handle and then click, and you can move your shape around and in and click, and there you have it, moving from curved to straight lines. You might be asking yourself, well, so why do I need to make curved shapes? Well, a really great use of the pen tool is to trace objects. So we could place an object as a template. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to come on in. I have something on my desktop. I'm going to place this image, pink pot. I'm going to place this image right here, and I'm going to just kind of use it as a template. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. Actually, I'm going to move these guys over here. These were our little practice guys. Again, go in, practice, create shapes, have a good time. All right, I can come on in, I can open up my layers. I could take this layer shape. I'm going to create a new layer and work over top of this shape. Now, if I wanted to, I could even make this a template. So I could hit OK, click. Now it's a little bit faded, and that's what happens when you make a template layer. And I do want it to be a little bit faded because I want to just use it as a template and come in and draw over on top of it. So what I'm going to do as I work with my pen tool with this shape is I'm going to come right in here, again, make it all a little bit bigger, move those guys over a little bit to the side. If I wanted to, I could even just delete them, although they all are locked. So I'm going to just leave them be. I'm going to grab my pencil again. I'm going to use my keyboard shortcut. First thing though is I'm going to turn off my fill. It's going to turn on my stroke. I'm going to grab my letter P, and I'm going to start right here. I'm going to click right there. I can come over right into here and click. I want to get the curve of that shape as much as I possibly can. And I can tell actually that I want this to have a curve too. But I'm going to come down right into here. That I want to be curved. I'm going to click right into here. Just a slight curve. It is curved, but just slight. I want to pull this out like so. Click to get that where it needs to be. All right, now that last shape didn't work too well. So what I want to do instead is click right, and I want to adjust this handle. Now, if I want to adjust the handle, I could hold down Option, and I could get the convert anchor point. I could pull this handle down a little bit. Now I come on back to the pen, and I can click right into here. I can click right into here. Click into there. Now, what I need to do is I need to come in and fix this guy right in here because he's way too straight and he needs to be more curved. So I need to actually pull out a handle. So I'm going to come back, I'm going to grab my pen tool, and I'm going to actually grab the Convert Anchor Point tool, which is my keyboard shortcut is Option. I click Option. I'm going to come right into here. Oops. Sorry, I just deleted. I wanted Option. I needed to hold Option down. I just deleted everything. Don't do that. And I want to pull out a handle. And you can see actually, as I pull out this handle, that it's starting to convert this shape a little bit better. And there we have it. So now that is the example of, what's the application here? Why would I use this? Well, we could use it to come on in and trace an object like so. Now I might come in here and think, ooh, now I've pulled this up a little bit too much. But hey, probably my best bet would have been instead would be to put an extra anchor point right in the middle. Now I could sample my color. So I can just come on in and grab my eyedropper and click, and there we have it. We have the beginning of a shape. Now let's say that I wanted to come in now and start getting some more of the different colors on there. I could do that also. I could turn this off and I could say, it's a little bit darker over here. I could grab my pen tool again, and I'm going to work more with my pulling out my handles. I could click, click, try to find maybe it's a little bit darker in over here. I want to turn that off. Doesn't always need to be perfect, but see I'm clicking. And a lot of times I always think as I'm working with the handles that I'm moving in the direction of the shape. Grab my eyedropper, click, turn this on, turn this shape on. All right, so now you can see we can start coming in and start creating all of the different values that make this shape. All right, so there we have it, working with creating curves as we work with the pen tool. If I wanted to turn this off for a minute, so then we can see what it is that we're starting to create. There we have it. Practice, practice, practice. I have several other videos on the pen tool. Recommend watching them, especially watching some of the pen tool projects in progress. Thanks for listening.